I often hear in meditation instruction things like, leave it as it is, let it be, accept everything, change nothing. And I thought I would talk a little bit about what I think that means, how that plays out in my practice, and maybe it will be helpful with you and yours, because there's obviously a lot of truth in that, but I think there's also a lot of risk, right? Risk that we leave the wrong things as they are. And you might say, well, that suggests there's right and wrong, and doesn't meditation transcend right and wrong? Well, yes, but no. So all of that, let's dig into that and see what that means. And if you have questions, drop something in the comments. This is kind of me working it out. And again, I hope it's helpful for you. So recently over the summer, I've been in some Dzogchen training, right? And so Dzogchen is the Tibetan practice of great clear sky, and it's sort of the truest form of letting everything be as it is, right? Understanding the natural state of awareness. Beyond the mind, beyond the perceptions, there is awareness, and that natural state of awareness is perfect as it is, regardless of the manifestation, the arising. They will arise from this natural state of great perfection. Okay, that's a Dzogchen in 30 seconds. Again, questions, comments, corrections, fill me in, because I'm figuring this out. Now, what I do think, though, is helpful is part of meditation training are pointing out instructions where the teacher will say something or model some behavior or suggest a visualization, whatever the practice is, to point out that natural state of mind, to point out that awareness. And I think what is helpful to consider, what I found helpful, is that pointing out is not a transformation. It's not saying take this state of mind and change it into something. It's not saying take that experience and manipulate it into something different. It's pointing out aspects of our being that are readily available to us in the moment, right now, without any additional work. But they are attributes and experiences and ideas and awareness that is occluded. Right? It's not occult. It's not a magical transformation, but it can be hidden. So I like the image of a glass of water that's filled with dirt. Right? Under sufficient magnification, you can see the particles of the dirt and the water within which it is residing, right, where it's floating. We see a glass filled with muddy water, but point out that even the finest particle is suspended in water. The water is the awareness. Point out the water, and then let the glass sit, and the particles will settle. And then you have water, you have awareness. Nothing's changed, right? What's changed is pointing out some aspect of that glass of water, and then a practice that allows you to cultivate the separation of the water and the dirt. Cultivate the awareness that's pointed out. There's a really available sense of awareness that we all are totally familiar with it. We just don't know what it is. We think it's nothing, but it's really everything. And so the teachings point that out. They say, okay, now you don't change anything, but now you have something to cultivate, to nurture, is that awareness, which at first is just, so you want it to last a little longer and occur more frequently. So we practice this to cultivate that, to stabilize it, right? Or think of it the other way, that we're doing practices to arrive at that. I don't really have an opinion on which one is which. The realization and the stabilization and the recognition are all part of a swirl of activity through a lifetime. So we cultivate while we're cultivating, while we're sitting, while we're settling. Not always good, right? I sat this morning, I'm having a lot of pain in my leg. I always have pain in my leg. Anyone who's watched this channel, I often talk about the pain in my left knee. And sometimes it's not there because I have found some relief. Other times it's there to the point where I break pose. What is it about meditation? So meditation isn't there. My legs doesn't stop hurting because I'm meditating. My leg will stop hurting because I go to physical therapy, or perhaps I take some ibuprofen, or I do some stretches, or I move, come back into the pose. Meditation isn't about releasing the suffering. There are other practices that will minimize the suffering. Meditation is about creating the awareness of all of the nature of mind, regardless of the affect, regardless of the attraction to positive feelings or the aversion against negative feelings. That's all out there, not really part of meditation, right? Meditation is one practice, even within the Eightfold Path, right? Meditation is one of 8. There's right action, right thought, right speech, right livelihood. Those are the things that will make you feel good, right? Living well, eating moderately, avoiding negative situations, right? Do that because those are wholesome. It cultivates wholesome. But and then it is easier to meditate because you're not consumed by anxiety or grief or anger or anything like that. But the meditation itself isn't changing anything. We're not getting rid of anything. We're recognizing a certain attribute of the mind, of awareness, and cultivating it, regardless of the ups and downs, the vicissitudes of the immediate practice. Change nothing, recognize what's already there, cultivate. That's kind of where my practice is right now. Along with, right, journaling practice, stoic exercises to sort of move through daily life with a little less agitation. Now, is that part of meditation? Maybe. I guess what I'm saying is that meditating isn't what will make my anxiety or my anger or my suffering go away. It positions, it creates the awareness. What makes the anxiety and the suffering going away is then moving from an authentic space of compassion. And that, I think, is cultivated by meditation, because with the realization of the self and the realization of the other and the inherent sort of oneness of both of those, what else can you do except be authentic and compassionate? So, please let me know questions, comments, corrections in the below the video, and keep your wits about you.